Assalamu alaikum. This is Srishti Borua welcoming you to the English News Bulletin from Bangladesh Television Chattogram Center. Let's begin with the headlines. Stage is set to hold elections to Chattogram City Corporation in a festive mood tomorrow amid tightened security. BNP's claim of possible rigging before holding of Chattogram City Corporation elections is baseless, says Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Kader. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina warns against serious health hazard worldwide if indiscriminate use of antibiotic can't be controlled. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to inaugurate corona vaccination program tomorrow. 5 hospitals in Dhaka to begin vaccination Thursday. Corona claims 14 in a country with no death in Chattogram, raising the global death toll to 2.15 million. And Bangladesh move up to second position in World Cup Super League, bagging 30 points after whitewashing West Indies. Viewers, those were the headlines. Now on to the details. Stage is set for holding elections to Chattogram City Corporation elections in a festive mood tomorrow. The voting will start at 8 a.m. and continue uninterrupted till 4 p.m. A total of 232 candidates, including 7 for mayoral posts, are competing in this election. Speculations and curiosity abound in the air among the voters and the city dwellers, as well as the contenders and their leaders and activists over who will emerge winners. Distribution of polling materials to the concerned officials are already completed at the gymnasium hall adjacent to M.A. Ajit Stadium today. Voting will be held in 4,886 booths at 735 polling centers.
আমরা আজকে সন্ধ্যার মধ্যে আমাদের সমস্ত মালামাল এবং আমাদের যে স্ট্রাইকিং ফোর্স আছে ওদেরকে নিয়ে কেন্দ্রের নিরাপত্তা আমরা নিশ্চিত করব।
সব মালামাল আজকে সেট করে কালকে সকাল 8টা থেকে আশা করি ভোট গ্রহণ শুরু করতে পারবো।
Returning officer Mohammad Hassanuzaman said all the preparations have been taken to make the election a festive one.
আমাদের যে 735টি ভোট কেন্দ্র রয়েছে সেই ভোট কেন্দ্রের মালামাল বিতরণ শুরু হয়েছে। আমরা আশা করছি যে 5টার মধ্যে সকল কেন্দ্রের মালামাল কেন্দ্রে পৌঁছে যাবে। এখানে আইন শৃঙ্খলা বাহিনী এবং প্রিজাইডিং অফিসার এবং সহকারী প্রিজাইডিং অফিসারদের উপস্থিতিতে সকল মালামাল আমরা বিতরণ করছি। আইন শৃঙ্খলা বাহিনী সর্বদা মোতায়েন করা হয়েছে এবং আমরা নিশ্চিত নিরাপত্তার ব্যবস্থা করেছি যাতে আগামীকালকে নির্ভয়ে ভোটারগণ ভোট কেন্দ্রে গিয়ে ভোট প্রদান করতে পারে।
25 platoons of BGB has been deployed in the city in order to maintain security on the election day. Chattogram Metropolitan Police Commissioner Saleh Mohammad Tanveer said all preparations are taken to conduct the polls smoothly and keep the security of the city normal.
কেন্দ্রে পুলিশের পাশাপাশি আনসারও থাকবে। পুলিশ, আনসার এবং অন্যান্য আইন শৃঙ্খলা রক্ষাকারী সহযোগী বাহিনী সহ আমাদের ডিপ্লয়মেন্ট 18,000-এরও বেশি এবং পুলিশ 9,000-এর কাছাকাছি। আমরা ইতিমধ্যে ফোর্সকে কেন্দ্রে পাঠানো শুরু করে দিয়েছি। আমাদের প্রতিটি ওয়ার্ডে আমরা 2টি করে মোবাইল টহল পুলিশ রাখছি প্রতিটি থানায় একটি করে স্ট্রাইকিং পুলিশ রাখছি, প্রতিটি ডিভিশনাল জোনাল ডিসির আওতায় একটি সাব কন্ট্রোল রুমে আমরা স্ট্রাইকিং ফোর্স রেখেছি।
Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir has said the government has procured coronavirus vaccines for the sake of people, not for commercial purposes of any quarter. He was speaking at the regular briefing at his official residence today, calling on BNP not to spread confusions about a sensitive issue like the vaccine. Obaidul Qadir said the allegation of commercial interest is illogical and baseless. He called upon BNP to come forward with constructive criticism as a political party. People will not believe in falsehood on the vaccine as usual. He added. Awami League General Secretary said BNP's claim of possible fraud and rigging in Chattogram City Corporation polls is baseless. Obaidul Qadir said BNP itself makes stories of its defeat by raising absurd allegations.
Vaccine niye notun kore tader মিথ্যাচার জনগণ অতীতের মতো আমলে নেবে বলে মনে হয় না। জনগণের জন্যই ভ্যাকসিন আনা হয়েছে। করোনা সংকট মোকাবিলায় ভ্যাকসিন ব্যবহার করা হবে এবং এখানে কোনো ব্যবসায়িক স্বার্থের যে অভিযোগ তোলা হচ্ছে এটা নিতান্তই অমূলক এবং ভিত্তিহীন। আমি বিএনপিকে এ ধরনের সেন্সিটিভ ইস্যুতে বিভ্রান্তিকর বক্তব্য না ছড়ানোর আহ্বান জানাচ্ছি। তারা এখন চট্টগ্রাম সিটি কর্পোরেশন নির্বাচন নিয়েও তাদের বরাবরের মতো মিথ্যাচার করে যাচ্ছে। নির্বাচন হওয়ার আগেই নির্বাচন নিয়ে অহেতুক কারচুপির অভিযোগ আনছে, মামলা হামলার অভিযোগ আনছে, যেটা বাস্তবে কতটা সত্য চট্টগ্রামের মানুষ ভালো করে জানে। আমি পরিষ্কারভাবে বলতে চাই, চট্টগ্রাম সিটি কর্পোরেশন নির্বাচন শান্তিপূর্ণভাবে অনুষ্ঠিত হবে। জনগণ অবাধে তাদের ভোটাধিকার প্রয়োগ করতে পারবে এবং এখানে সরকারের কোনো হস্তক্ষেপ থাকবে না।
Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina said the world may have to face a serious health hazard if indiscriminate use of antibiotic can't be kept under control. She said this while addressing the inaugural session as co-chair of a two-day-long discussion titled One Health Global Leaders Group on Antimicrobial Resistance, held in Geneva today on digital platforms. Speaking on the occasion, the Prime Minister said there is no doubt that antimicrobial resistance is a global challenge. The Prime Minister made some suggestions emphasizing the proper application of existing rules and regulations. The views and political goodwill of world leaders are very important in this regard, she added.
If we cannot control the careless and indiscriminate use of the antibiotics at this moment, we will see more frequent and even more deadly pandemics in future without immediate action by the global community. Antimicrobial resistance is going to be a major threat for the existence of mankind. Strict implementation of laws and rules to control the production, quality control and marketing of antimicrobial agent. Political goodwill and focus of the global leaders for strict implementation is crucial, and support from FAO, OIE, WHO, UN, Environment and other international and regional entities is indispensable in this process.
It was addressed among others by global leaders including the Secretary General of the United Nations Antonio Guterres, the Prime Minister of Barbados Myanmar, leaders from World Health Organization, Food and Agriculture Organization, and civil society. Bangladesh got its familiarity as an unsecured country outside the world because of the rise of extremism and militancy during the rule of BNP-Jamaat alliance. The parliamentarians said this while taking part in the Thanksgiving motion on President's speech in the সংসদ today. Earlier, the sitting of the House resumed with Speaker Dr. Shirin Sharmin Chaudhuri in the chair this morning. The lawmakers said Bangladesh reached at its highest peak of dignity in the world arena due to far-sightedness and able leadership of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. They said Bangladesh have overcome its losses from the COVID-19 because of far-sighted planning and time-befitting decisions taken by Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Meanwhile, the report of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Health Ministry about Sheikh Hasina Medical University, Khulna 2021, was placed by Sheikh Fazlul Karim Salim in the Parliament. The sitting of the House will resume in the morning tomorrow. Coronavirus vaccination program is being started in the country from tomorrow. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina is likely to inaugurate the vaccination program virtually. Director General of Health Services said it has taken all-out preparations to start the much-hyped vaccination program. Sheikh Hasina will inaugurate the vaccination program with a nurse of Dhaka Kurmitullah General Hospital said to be the first person to be vaccinated in Bangladesh. It may rise 20 to 25 persons on the first day. Preparations are underway to vaccinate more people in 5 hospitals in Dhaka on February 28th, while the mass vaccination campaign of first phase will kick off from February 8 at various health centers across the country. Officials said 5 public hospitals in the capital are all set to pilot the vaccination. They also said the hospital authorities have already trained 124 healthcare professionals and prepared designated places. Registration for the mass inoculation can be done through mobile and web-based applications, and Prime Minister will launch the apps tomorrow. Director General of Health Services ABM Khurshid Alam said people who fail to register online will not be eligible to receive a vaccine shot. The decision to launch the vaccination drive was finalized following the arrival of 2 million doses of Oxford AstraZeneca vaccines produced by Serum Institute of India on Thursday, which were given as a gift by India. However, doctors said all have to wear masks mandatorily after taking corona vaccine. No person died from coronavirus in Chattogram during the last 24 hours, with the number of deaths remaining at 369. 68 persons have been found infected with coronavirus after testing 1,617 samples. With this, total number of corona patients in Chattogram has stood at 32,738. Meanwhile, 14 COVID-19 patients died in the country, taking the death toll from the pandemic to 8,055. The recovery count rose to 4,77,426, after another 447 recovered during the period. The tally of the infections rose to 5,32,916, and with 515 cases being confirmed. Now, international news. The second impeachment trial of Donald Trump will begin next month under an agreement reached between Senate Democrats and Republicans. House of Representatives Democrats sent the charge of inciting insurrection to the Senate on Monday. But arguments will not begin until 8 February, allowing for Mr. Trump's lawyers 2 weeks to build a defense. Democrats accuse the ex-president of instigating the deadly 6 January riot at the U.S. Capitol. The House last week paved the way for the Senate proceedings by charging Trump with inciting the violence, which left 5 people dead. His second impeachment trial will begin almost exactly a year after the Senate acquitted him on charges of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte intends to hand in his resignation to the President today after a morning cabinet meeting to inform his ministries, according to his office. The Prime Minister hopes President Sergio Mattarella will give him a mandate to form a new government with broader backing in Parliament. Conte lost his majority in the upper house Senate last week when the centrist Italia Viva party, led by former Prime Minister Matteo Renzi, quit the country's coalition government in a dispute over its handling of the coronavirus pandemic and economic recession. COVID-19 global death toll crossed 21,51,000 as more than 9,591 people died yesterday globally. More than 10 crore 3,46,000 have been infected globally, and more than 7 crore 23,97,000 people have recovered so far. The U.S., the current epicenter of the pandemic, has now 2 crore 58,61,000 confirmed cases and 4,31,000 deaths. Back to national news. International Custom Day today. On the occasion, a discussion meeting was organized by Chattogram Customs House with Director General Customs Excise and VAT Training Academy Muhammad Mahbubuzzaman in the chair. Commissioner of Customs Excise and VAT Commissionerate Chattogram Muhammad Akbar Hussain, along with leaders of Chattogram Chamber, Metropolitan Chamber and others spoke. The speaker said import-export goods are unloaded quickly and customs also provide normal services to international passengers at airports. No custom house in the country was closed for a single day due to the corona pandemic, they added. Now news on share market. The prices on the Chattogram Stock Exchange have fallen today. Both the price and index have decreased. At the end of the day, the overall index stood at 16,532.47, which is 2.04% lower than that of the previous day. Besides, the price index of CAC 30 stands at 13,130.22, which is 2.07% lower than that of the previous day. Today, a total of 1,46,14,874 shares of 251 companies were traded, the value of which is more than 66,49,86,000 taka. Of them, share of 21 companies increased, 188 reduced, 42 remained unchanged. Now, news on sports. Bangladesh have moved up to the second position in the World Cup Super League standings after whitewashing Windies in the 3-match ODI series. Bangladesh bagged the whole 30 points and just 10 points away from the toppers Australia. Table toppers Australia played 6 matches and earned 40 points, winning 4 matches and losing 2 of them. England are just behind Bangladesh with the same 30 points in their bag but a lesser net run rate. Pakistan and Afghanistan are right next in the standings with 20 points in their bag. India are behind Zimbabwe and Ireland in the standings. They are 8th in the table with 9 points from their 3 matches. Sri Lanka, South Africa, New Zealand and Netherlands are yet to begin their World Cup Super League campaign. Bangladesh will play their next World Cup Super League series against New Zealand in March. Now, weather news. Weather may remain dry with temporary partly cloudy sky over the area of Chattogram and neighborhood till 6 p.m. tomorrow. Potinga Met Office says light to moderate fog may occur at few places over the area from midnight to early morning. Night and day temperature may remain nearly unchanged over the area for the next 24 hours. The highest temperature in the city today was 27.5 degrees Celsius, which is 1.5 degrees Celsius above the normal temperature, and the lowest temperature was 15 degrees Celsius, which is 1.1 degrees Celsius above the normal temperature. In Chattogram, tomorrow the sun will rise at 6:33 a.m. and will set at 5:38 p.m. Now the tide schedule of Kornufuli River tomorrow. First low tide will start at 12:09 a.m. First high tide will start at 6:50 a.m. Second low tide will start at 12:34 p.m. Second high tide will start at 6:44 p.m. That's all from the newsroom. To end the bulletin, a recap of the headlines. Stage is set to hold elections to Chattogram City Corporation in a festive mood tomorrow amid tightened security. BNP's claim of possible rigging before holding of Chattogram City Corporation elections is baseless, says Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Kader. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina warns against serious health hazard worldwide if indiscriminate use of antibiotic can't be controlled. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to inaugurate corona vaccination program tomorrow. 5 hospitals in Dhaka to begin vaccination Thursday. Corona claims 14 in the country with no death in Chattogram, raising the global death toll to 2.15 million. And Bangladesh move up to second position in World Cup Super League, bagging 30 points after whitewashing West Indies. Thanks to all for being with us. We invite you to watch our tomorrow's bulletin at the same time. Maintain the health rules and stay safe. Khuda Hafiz.